So with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Amy Strand. So some of you may know her from QVC. Amy began her career in the ups and downs of acting in New York City. And now today she is a QVC program host, and she has the TV career that she's always wanted without the instability of endless auditions. And her job is amazing because she gets to combine two of her passions, TV and shopping. So I don't know who has a better job than Amy. She's also a mother, has a family, and is, looking to build her career and take it to the next level. And so we're really excited to have Amy here. I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Amy and let her give you a little more of her background and her day-to-day, and then we're going to dive into the demo.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Amy, the one in her pajamas. I feel a little silly. You're all showing up and everybody looks like they're ready to work, and I look like I'm just waking up, but that's the whole point of the presentation. So I'll explain why I'm in my PJs in a minute. But Bridget, thanks for introducing me. So I knew at a very early age that I loved being in front of the camera, and I loved, acting and hosting. But I always realized that after those auditions in New York, I also liked walking into H&M on the way to the subway, walking into Bloomingdale's on my way home from the subway, and this shopping thing was going on as well. So when QVC said they were auditioning, it sounded like the perfect gig for me, and it certainly has turned into way more than a gig. I've been there now for 13 years. And so when I first arrived at QVC, I was taught how to sell. That was the first thing you learn, and you find your own categories. Mine is fashion and beauty and jewelry. Those are all the things I love, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful career. And then about 2 years ago, I had to learn how to become a hair and makeup artist, not just a sales host, because as you all know, the pandemic happened, and we used to have an incredible salon with trained professionals, and for safety reasons, we had to close our salon, and without even a crash course or one lesson, all the hosts started to do their own hair and makeup on TV. Well, it's a good thing I was paying attention to the likes of like Mally Rontel. I don't know if you guys know who she is, but she's a professional makeup artist who has a line at QVC. She has done Jennifer Lopez's makeup. She's done Celine Dion's makeup. Beyonce used to have her on tour with her. She's incredible. So I paid attention to her. All of our salon artists, whenever I sat in their chair, I always asked questions. We gossip, but I also would say, wait, show me how to do that liner, and how did you make my lip look bigger? And why do I look like I'm sunny and bright with a tan? So thank goodness I was paying attention all those years, because now I'm going to show you how to look like this in the morning, but quickly look like that headshot you saw of me a few minutes ago. So first, I thought we would just go into some basics, because I do have a career that puts me on television, but now we all have a job that puts us in front of a camera the way that we are right now and the way we do our meetings. So some things might sound simple. You might say, well, I know that. But as we go on, if there's any questions and I take a deeper dive, please interrupt. But first, let's talk about the morning. If anybody else loves Netflix, you probably stayed up too late last night like I did, binge watching. I know I'm in love with that show right now. I think it's called Chasing Anna. It's so good. But I did not get much sleep last night. And if your meeting starts in 5, 10, 15 minutes, maybe you had to go to the bus stop because you have kids like me. Maybe you love to cook. I know I love to cook, and a hearty breakfast is wonderful. So maybe before you realize it, your meeting's in like 10 minutes. So I am in my pajamas, slippers, coffee, and all. But I'm going to show you how to disguise all of this. First, just hiding your feet. So I can't see anybody's toes and shoes right now. So you all could be barefoot. You all could, be using a foot massager and nobody would know it. So just always make sure you're sitting right. So that way, if you don't have shoes on, or if you want your cozy slippers on, nobody would know. Now, next, the top bun certainly works on a Saturday when shopping or doing chores around the house, but just taking your hair down and putting a blazer, over the pajama shirt disguises the fact that I got ready for work in 30 seconds. If this is still not good enough, a few little tricks. Jewelry. So I'm going to grab a chunky little chain necklace, and I'm just going to hide it within my pajama shirt. If I can hook it. Hold, please. All right, we're going to put that there. And if you have like a longer pendant necklace, or even one of those little tiny chains with like a little heart on it or a little star. But again, just I'm in a pajama shirt. I have slippers on my feet and nobody would know that. And then one of my favorite tricks is glasses. I do not wear readers to see. I wear readers to hide tired eyes or just to look extra professional. We happen to have a brand at QVC called Privé Revaux. Jamie Foxx, the Oscar-winning actor, is responsible for Privé Revaux. That's what these are. But you can find zero magnification readers in many stores, anywhere from like $10 to like if you want to splurge 50. If you wear glasses to see, I just say, again, if it's an important meeting or you didn't feel like putting on makeup that day, it just instantly makes you look professional. I'm sure we all agree, if I took the readers off, the blazer off, the necklace off, it's just easy to say, oh, that girl's in her pajamas, but this is disguising it all. All right, so those are just a few little fashion tricks. And then I did want to tell you too, I did bring a jean jacket out here because I know sometimes as we think about spring and summer, this whole idea works just as well with the jean jacket. And if your pajama shirt like has a, I don't know, like a little dog or a cat on it, or like a rock and roll concert from, 1980, I always say like then button up your jackets and then nobody will know that you had a little t-shirt on, okay? All right, so now time for some makeup. And I'm just gonna get my hair out of the way so that we can really see what's going on, but we can go back to hair in just a few minutes. So this is my saving grace right here. And I don't know if you can see this, but since we have a whole hour, I can go into deeper dives on makeup if you're like going out for the night, but this is a morning necessity. So Bare Minerals is the brand that I use, and this is called Complexion Rescue. So here's what's gonna happen right now. If you hit snooze, late night, busy morning, I'm just gonna put a little dollop of that on my finger. So you don't even need makeup brushes. You don't have to prime your skin first, but this is equal parts moisturizer, SPF, and foundation. So here's why I love to use this in the morning. Because you're instantly going to see, I'm going to start to hide all those pimples I had on my forehead. I don't know if you could see them, but I had them. I'm going to warm up my skin. I'm going to even out my skin tone so all the age spots are going to start to hide. But I'm not just covering all that up and giving myself an even, warmer skin tone. I just moisturize my skin. So you have to put your moisturizer on anyway in the morning. So why not put a tinted moisturizer on? Why not put your SPF in your moisturizer? Because you're going to probably be near a window, or at some point be near a window throughout the day. And then this is just quick and easy. And because my forehead really is broken out, and sorry for the extreme close-up, but I think it helps, you just put it everywhere, go right around the hairline. I'm using a warmer color, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I do take it down just to underneath my neck too. You don't have to go, or underneath my chin. You don't have to go all the way down to your neck, depending on what you're wearing. But for the morning and just the webcam, this will be fine. So I personally feel better instantly just having that foundation on. Like I said, had acne on my forehead this morning. I don't know what's going on, but apparently when you're 43, you get acne. I love a good moisture and hydrated skin. It just, again, helps that winter dry skin, but it just, again, evens out your entire skin tone. I always recommend maybe do one shade darker because that warmer skin is just a little bit more inviting. I feel a little bit more summer and spring versus like dry winter Amy when I've got that warmer skin. All right. So now we're going to tackle the under eye area. Another product I recommend, and you can always find versions of this. You don't always have to go with the brands that I use. But this, again, is a great morning concealer / eye cream. So if you only have, again, 5 minutes, all we've done is put foundation on. You're going to, again, not need a brush. You're going to scoop out a little of this. It's called the Pearl from Tatcha. And I don't want to use you as a mirror, so I'm just going to grab my mirror real quick. But you're going to start in the corner of your eyes. You're going to go all the way to the corner of your eye. And concealer in the past used to just go over, but I'm going to go down. So almost an inverted triangle, and I'm just using my eye or my finger and just kind of pat it in. And why do I love this? Again, guilt-free makeup. So look at that eye versus my other eye. Do you see how much brighter that one is? How it hides the tiredness. It looks younger. It looks more youthful. But that's an eye cream. So you don't feel guilty putting it on in the morning, you don't feel like you look at yourself all day on that webcam and feel aged and tired. And I'm just going to get that other eye. Again, no brushes needed, just quick and simple. We do 2 shades in that one. So if you have darker skin than me, you might want to go with the warmer shade. I'm using one called Soft Light. But again, you're going to go all the way to the corner, go all the way down, and back up. And then just a little trick, almost to take the excess product off my finger. You're going to go down the bridge of your nose. A lot of people call this contouring, and I can show you a little later how to contour even more. But again, this is the 5-minute look, all right? So we put moisturizer on, SPF, and eye cream. It just happens to also have color correctors in it. So we're evened out, we're brighter. We just, again, look ready to tackle on the day. Again, this is the 5-minute look, so no brushes are needed here. This is called a shadow stick, and this one happens to be from Mally Roncal. She was the gal I was telling you about who does J-Lo, Beyonce, and Celine's makeup. By the way, even like met A-Rod when J-Lo was with A-Rod. She's got a lot of good gossip, that one. So you're just gonna close your eye for this, demonstration. I'm gonna hold mine down, and you're just gonna take this onto the lid of your eye. It doesn't hurt. It feels really gentle. I just wanna grab my mirror, because again, I tend to use my ring finger because it's a gentle finger whenever you're putting makeup on around the eye with your finger or skincare in the morning and the night. They always recommend pinky finger or ring finger because you don't want to use a lot of pressure. So I just want to make sure this is even. And then I'm going to take this shadow stick. It's got a nice round top to it. And I'm just going to go a little bit in the crease. Now we can later on talk about like 2-3 color shadows when we do like the night out look or the longer, more time in the day kind of look. But this is just easy. And look again how different this eye looks compared to that other eye. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get it on both. And even if you're going to put your readers back on, which I'm going to do in a minute, I still love the shadow stick adds just a little bit more touch of color to your face. And again, anytime you do that eye area, it just makes everything look more awake. All right? If we're having any questions, feel free to interrupt me because I know that's just 3 products, but some people might want to know things. Oh, which shadow do you recommend? Okay.
Amy, we are getting questions from asking if they'll be sharing the product. We'll be sharing the products afterwards. We will. So no need to jot all of this down. We are going to make sure we have a full list shared with you in our recap email.
Absolutely. And I will tell you too, I can help recommend any kind of colors or any brands at the end. I mean, QVC has an incredible beauty section, but if it's easier for you to go into a Sephora and Ulta, most of these products you can find anywhere. I will just tell you one of my tips with the shadow stick. If you were to buy one, sometimes they have a pointed top, and I don't like those. Personally, I find that I flatten them. I will take a tissue and I will flatten them before I use them. They don't glide as smooth and as gentle and as easy as any kind of shadow stick with a round top. So that's my little tip there. So mascara. Mascara is part of the 5-minute phase. So it's foundation with skincare, concealer with skincare, shadow stick, mascara is step 4. So I'm just gonna use Mally again. I just happen to really like Mally's eye makeup. My recommendations with mascara. First of all, it's one, even if you couldn't do the shadow stick, I would do mascara, like if you have 10 seconds, because I don't know if you can see the difference. I wish we had like a professional camera, not just my computer, but just having the makeup on the lashes looks like you put thought and care and effort into it. One of the things that is a little bit of a, not a faux pas, but you'll notice once in a while, somebody will do their whole face of makeup, but then they have what we call naked lashes, meaning they didn't hit their lash with mascara. It makes all that work you did to your eyelids with eyeshadow and eyeliner a little lost. Mascara is definitely the one thing you should do to your eyes if you want that wow and that pop, especially with everybody and their fake eyelashes these days and their eyelash extensions. This definitely makes a huge difference. And I do top and I do bottom, all right? So we did one thing to our lid, mascara, skincare on the face, skincare under the eye. I'm going to show you one more thing to do for a 5-minute look, and it's these dry lips. Now, some people would say, oh, just put chapstick on or just do a moisturizer. I say gloss. So this one is from Bare Minerals, and clearly I use it a lot. It's half empty. It is a color called Clarity, and I'm just going to put it on, and instantly, it's a hydrated look that makes, again, a plumper lip and just a overall kind of, oh, she's got this glow to her. All right, so we did just 5 things. 2 things for our eyes, 2 things for our skin, and 1 thing for our lip. After 5-minute look, we're still in our pajamas, but we put our blazer over our pajamas, put our readers on, have our makeup on, and again, we can go back over hair in just a minute, but we're gonna let our hair down instead of have our hair up on our head. All right, so that's all you need. And if we weren't talking and walking through it, it really does just take 5 minutes. So now, just a few more tricks I'm gonna show you. Finishing powder. So if you have a busy day and you tend to get shiny skin like I do, and you had 1 more minute, I take a little finishing powder. You just shake out a little in the lid because usually finishing powder is loose. Get a really big wide brush and you blot. A lot of people go and rub it into their skin, but you want to blot, and then that way it won't take up any of the makeup, and voila, your makeup's going to stay all day. All right. And you can do finishing powder in translucent, which is what I prefer, or you can find a finishing powder in a shade that matches your skin. All right, hair. So these are my tips with hair. Remember how I had my hair up at the beginning of the presentation? Everybody loves a good top bun. It's fun, it's easy. Like if it's hot and it's summer, this totally works. But this does not read with the blazer, and this does not read on a professional level. But hair up works. So if you're gonna do it up, I would make it very nice and smooth. Just take a minute to do a comb and then put it up. Or I always recommend even just putting hair back versus up and floppy if you don't know how to do like a proper like ballerina bun, works. So this just looks a little bit more professional than my messy crazy bun. So either ballerina bun, flick it back, or just do that low pony for quick hair, right? Instead of bedhead hair. But the whole wave in the hair is very in right now. So I'm going to show you a little trick that we use in the business. Putting curls and putting waves in somebody's entire head is very time consuming. But if you just decide to put waves or curls or like a bend in your hair in the front, it takes a minute and then it looks like you did your whole hair. So this is a straightener. I always recommend a straightener because not only can you straighten your hair with a straightener, but you can wave your hair with a straightener. So I take a comb, and if I was going out and really wanted my hair to stay all day and get locked into place, I would divide my hair into sections, and I would do the top part and the bottom half. But for a 5-10 minute look, when you're running late for work, just instead of dividing your hair top to bottom, just take a few inches, and I'm just gonna wave that side, not even hitting the back. And I'm gonna do 2 sections on the other side, and you're done. You know, and some of this is so great when you wanna look different for a certain meeting with a different group of people, or maybe it's important and you're gonna, speak at this meeting and you just wanna look a little bit more professional that day. Again, everybody likes to sleep. I always say sleep is the best thing you can do for your health and your looks, but we're just gonna wave this side as well. And I can go back and teach you all how to wave if you need that lesson too, but I just wanted to more importantly show you, that's all I did was the front of my hair. Look at the big difference it makes versus having to do the entire back of your hair. All right. And then my final little 5-minute trick before we move into like bigger tips and tricks is that good old coffee mug I had earlier. So mine says, "You and me equals love." It's cute. It's sweet. But I'm going to dump that coffee into a clear mug, grab those readers, did my 5-minute hair and makeup routine. And again, would anybody know that I'm still in my slippers, still in my pajamas, and all I did was 5 beauty steps, curled the front of my hair only, threw on some glasses, put the coffee in a more professional looking mug versus the "you and me equals love." And now, not only am I ready to show up with my coworkers, perhaps I could even run the meeting. What do you guys think?
This is great, Amy. We did
Oh.
also get a quick question on shadow sticks. And do you recommend always blending with your fingers afterward or just kind of leave it?
Okay. So here, let me, here, I can kind of answer that question and go into stronger looks. So that's again, just like you have no time, you're super, super quick, super, super easy. Where did I put my shadow? I just had it. I don't know what I did with it, but I did just have a shadow stick on me somewhere. Did I sit on it? I don't know where it went. But anyway, yes, I always use my fingers for shadow sticks. But do you want to see a more dramatic eye? I mean, we have plenty of time. So this is quick look if you guys are up for it. Okay. I need a haircut. We're just going to get our hair out of the way again. All right, I brought my whole beauty bag down here so we could do this. Now, if you've ever walked into a beauty store, it is overwhelming, especially in the brush department. So this is what I recommend. I recommend 4 brushes. Let me pull mine out. It might have been used, no judgment, but these are really my own brushes. So you want a crease eyeshadow brush. That's that like wider, fluffier, because I'm going to show you how you blend. This is your blending. So maybe look for something that's called crease or blending. All right. Then you're going to want the world's tiniest, like if I turn it this way, see how that's not wide at all? It's very thin. This is going to be the corner of our eye when I show you what I'm doing in a second. And then you want a large brush if we're going to go and do like a night look or a full-blown, like full face of makeup, because this is going to be your lid look. All right, let me grab my eyeshadows. So that Mally eyeshadow stick, which is still long, that was purple. So I'm going to stick with the purples. And I really hope you guys can see this. So I already did my lid with the shadows when we were doing the quick 5-minute, but this is what I would have used if I was using powders, right? And now that I'm doing something in the corner of my eye, sorry, I don't think I showed you this one. This is going to be that crease brush. I'm going to play with purples and browns. That tends to work for me. Again, very used. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow brands, Urban Decay. So real professional makeup artists, as I observe them and watch them and stare at them, they always do that. You know why? It gets all the excess shadows. You do it with your blush. You do it with your bronzers. You do it with your finishing powders. And you do it with your shadows. I always thought it was like a funny thing that some of them just like to do, but it really works. It gets all that excess off. So the time you hit your brush to your eye or to your skin, it's not a heavy look. So I'm going to go into the crease of mine, all right? That's where I want to go a little stronger now that we're going somewhere. And when you swipe back and forth, almost like a windshield wiper, don't go all the way inside your eye. You want to go almost to the out and then halfway, out and halfway. You go all the way left, right, it just tends to look a little too strong. And then you really want to kind of play with about 3 or 4 colors, and this will give you more space to play. All right. So I'm just a bone right there. Feel that on your eye, and like literally like hitting my bone with it. Okay. I wish we were in person. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that already did a little bit more to my eye, just hitting the crease. All right. Now we're gonna do the corner of the eye, and that's where you're gonna grab a tiny, tiny thin brush, and you're gonna use a darker color. So I like to do lighter on the lid, slightly darker in the crease, and then I'm gonna grab an even darker color. So I did the purple on my lid, a lighter brown, and now I'm gonna do a darker brown. Just take a little, tap again, and now we're just gonna go right to the outside corner. And you can make this look messy. Remember, I'm not a professional. This was all tricks that I picked up from my incredible artists that I used to work with and all those celeb artists. So I'm going to show you how to blur that out, but just really get like a heavy color right in the corner of the eye. Maybe I should leave one eye naked. I will. I won't do that other eye so you can see the difference. So then we're going to go back with that blender brush. And I'm just going to, again, everything's like a windshield wiper. Somebody taught me that, and I don't think I ever realized what a great way it is to describe it until I actually had to start applying my makeup. And I wouldn't do all this just for, you know, a webcam meeting, but this is what I do when I go on television. So if you do have like a wedding, a date, a fun Saturday evening, it's perfect. It really is. So I'm just blending that out. All right. So now you see how that has a stronger crease. It has a stronger corner. And I'll show you liner because that's something else I would do to go out. 2 kinds of liners I use and like to recommend. So this is my favorite wet liner, Dior. It's a little bit of a splurge, but it's completely worth it. This feels so good on your sensitive eyelid. It also has really easy glideability, and staying power. So black, if black is too strong for you, dark brown also works, and even fun colors. But here, I'm going to show you this trick. Let me see if I can set this up so we all can see this at the same time. Let me go this way. So a makeup artist by the name of Russell taught me to take the end of an eyeshadow stick or the end of a blush brush or a foundation brush and to hold it at the outside of your lashes because you don't want your liner to go past that. So I'm going to put this in my legs. Maybe that'll work. So I'm just going to look down at my mirror real quick, but you're going to, actually, I don't think that'll work. Okay, you see my little really close. I'm going to use you all as a mirror. I don't think that's going to work either. Can you see me? Okay. I've never had to put makeup on and try and figure out how to hold a mirror. Maybe I can get a mirror on my computer next time. So I'm holding this at the outside of my eye, and I'm going to let that liner start from the corner. And you just kind of start and then turn, and you follow your lash line. You want to go thinner towards the inner part of your eye and wider as you go out. That's why I love this liner. It's like you literally using like the nicest of markers, but it quick dries so it doesn't go everywhere. So I'm going to walk you through this. But what I did.
Hey, Amy, real quick too.
Yeah.
Do you recommend liner before or after shadow? And
After.
And then just tell us a little bit more about your preference for liquid or pencil.
Awesome. So great questions. So I had mascara on already because that was part of the quick 5-minute morning routine. Off to work, we go through a webcam. When going out for something bigger, more special, or maybe you like to really go crazy with your makeup in the morning, I would save mascara for the end. I just happen to have mine on already because of that earlier demonstration. But always put your shadows on first, because if you put your liner on first, the shadows are just going to go on top of the liner and you're not going to have that strong black presence or that strong brown or whatever the color of the liner you're using. I always prefer a liquid liner, these marker style liners for the upper area. They're just easier and they've come a long way. When we first used to use wet eyeliner, it was wet. I mean, your lid was wet for 5-10 minutes and a lot of us would have to fan the lid of our eye, waiting for it to dry, keep your eye closed, couldn't talk to anyone. This is like an instant dry. So as wet as it was, as easy it was to glide, it's all dry now. And I mean, again, this already has makeup on it because we had the 5-minute look, but if this didn't have any makeup on that eye, you would see such a world of difference over here between free shadows, the liner, and the mascara. Now, I like to use wet eyeliner on the top of the eye, but I have some tricks for the bottom and even the inner. So this is a great trick. This is another one of those shadow sticks. This is a different brand. This is my kind of like secret weapon, if you would. This one's from Chanel. The color I found in a magazine one time. I've had it for months because I only use a little. Let me see if I can find the color. It's this dark gray, and I just take it underneath my eye for a little bit of a better look. It's just a little bit of a smoky without smoky. So when you put it underneath, instead of looking like you did everything to the top part of the eye, it balances the whole look out. It evens it out a little bit more, but it doesn't look so evening that you can wear this to a day meeting. But if you have an extra minute or something extra special to do, when it comes to liners on the bottom half of your eye, I do prefer, or in the inner rim of your eye, I do prefer pencil. So this one is from a brand called Lash Star that I discovered at QVC. It is my personal fave inner rim. If you don't like inner rim, if it feels silly or weird or ticklish or even painful, the inner rim means literally I'm going to pull down my eye right now and I'm going to put it inside my eye where that like wet little inner rim is, and it stays. So this I might just need to stare at that mirror for 1 second, but it doesn't hurt when you use the right brand, and the payoff is so worth it. So I'm just going to go, and this you can go all the way from the out to the end. I might hit up that corner a little bit more, but that's my like smoky eye look. Some people that I've worked with, makeup artists in the past, they even go to the upper area. It just looks like a thicker lash line. You know, if you're going out with someone and the gal you're gonna meet, she shows up and she's got those eyelash extensions. They're hard to compete with. Those things are beautiful and amazing. So if you don't have the time for eyelash extensions, I'm telling you, mascara, inner rim liner, it just makes a big, big difference. And I'm reading that question. Do you ever put it below the lower lashes? Yep. So the question was about eyeliner. So that's what I use that Chanel stick for. So this went underneath the lash, and this went in that inner rim, and it's just giving you that smoky eye effect. So again, hair down, a few more waves in the hair. It just has that like more nighttime look. And then you guys want to see how to do false lashes? Because I learned this trick. If you ever have anywhere to go, this is the biggest game changer out there. So I recommend any brand of eyelashes, but I don't like them when they're crazy, crazy long, because then it's so obvious you have a fake eyelash. So this is called a 117. That's the size that I like to use. I also find that 117s are a really good length, not just the length of the actual lash going up and down, but the length of an eyelid, if that makes sense. Sometimes if you buy a fake eyelash, it's way too long for your actual eye shape. This is the glue I use. It's called Duo. And you use the tiniest bit of glue. So a lot of people tend to think that they need a lot. You want to hit it stronger on the corners of the eyelashes, and then you just let it glide a little bit, and then shake. That's what all the true artists do. They shake their eyelashes just to get a little tacky and a little bit more dry. And then again, forgive me, I really need to use my real mirror here. But what you're going to do is you're going to hold your lash from both tips, and you are just going to glide it on to the center of your eye. That's what makes your eye look more lifted, more awake, larger. And then you just press down. And if it feels awkward to press down with your fingers, all the makeup artists use tweezers. So you won't use the end of the tweezer that you would pluck a hair out with. You use the non-sharp end, and you can use that to press down your fake lashes. But dang, that eye is looking a lot different than that eye. So that's how you get your fake eyelashes on. Simple, easy, all right? Oh my gosh, I mean, what a difference. It's actually making that eye look funny. All right, I'm a one-eyed wonder. A little bit more contouring can happen. So here's a great way to chisel and shape your face. So use a bronzer, probably not just one shade darker than your skin, but a good 2 or if not 3 shades. This is a great way to make your hair look fuller. You take that bronzer and you put it at the top of your forehead. And not only does it make a hairline look a little thicker, but it just naturally gives you that warmth that a suntan would give you. Always, again, tap that brush. This is how you contour cheekbones. So you just glide under your cheek, back and forth, and it chisels that skin. This is where, or that face, I should say. This is where it looks like you've lost the 5 pounds and you have that really nice high cheekbone. So just gave myself cheeks. Then this trick, all the pros like to use, when you take it down by your jaw, it changes the shape of your face a little bit and gives you that stronger chin, and your jaw isn't as wide left to right. A lot of women get injections, did you know that, on their jaws to change the way that their face aligns? So this is just doing it with makeup. So it just kind of chiseled my face and gave myself cheekbones. Blush. My favorite blush brush is an angled blush brush. That's what a lot of our pros use when they were at QVC and all the top artists that I've got to work with. And you start at the apple of your cheek, kind of do that little smile, and you just go all the way back to your hairline, okay? I like to use any kind of blush. Blush is really where you can play with different brands and different colors. They even have some blushes out there with like a little bit of a highlighter and a glow to them, but that's just a great, simple, easy way to get your blush on. And then the only other thing I think that I could show you before I get that other eye better is a better way to wave your hair if you want. So let me get my wand again. But if anybody's looking for those beachy waves or those curl waves, remember for 5-minute hair and makeup, I only used my comb. But what the woman who does my hair taught me a long time ago, she has an incredible hair care line at the Q, is depending on how much hair you have, is divide your hair into half. So I'm going to just section it off right above the ears. Now I like to use a comb, but you could even use your finger. Take a comb and I just pull it down. And I'm going to grab what I think feels like a good 2 inches. So you want to hold your straightener up and down. You're going to push it all the way up till you can't go up anymore. I can't. Stop. And then you just pull it down. But as you pull it down, you want to twist it. And then that hair comes out like the wave. Now, this might take a good 10 minutes alone. And I want to keep everything available for questions. But you would just go completely through the bottom of your hair. Then you're going to let out that hair clip or that rubber band. And then you're going to do the top part of your hair. But see how you can twist it? And I highly recommend if you can find a straightener or a hot tool that allows you to touch it completely, it does make a big, big difference. So I'll show that to you again.
What straightener are you using?
I'm using one that the gal I go to invented. It's called the Flick, and her newest version, I want to say, is called the Wave. And you can really do this with any straightener. See how I'm just kind of turning it and then it waves? And you can do it stronger or you can do it straighter. So I'll kind of show you the difference. So the less you twist, the less it twists. Like I just want to go like that, and then it's a softer, kind of more soft, like I guess more glam wave instead of beachy wave. But if you really twist, you're going to go all the way up again, and watch. I'm going to twist and twist and twist and twist and twist, and you're just kind of turning at the wrist. Then you really get that extra stronger wave. So it's up to you if you want the softer wave or the stronger wave. And then I always do like to use hairspray, especially for a day on air at the Q. But if you were in front of the webcam all day and you did want it to be a little softer, then you don't have to twist as much. But ready? This is going to be a stronger one again. Twist and twist and twist until it like falls out. All right? Okay. Any questions? I know I have one eye done, one eye not done. These are just all little, tricks I picked while I was paying attention, and now I have to do all this on my own.
Yes. Amy, one quick one we got in the chat was tips on what can you use to not look shiny besides like the powder, besides the tinted moisturizer and the powder. Do you have any other tips for reducing shine? So
I don't have an actual physical product to show you, but you want to look for a primer that says like a no shine primer. So a primer is something that you would put on after your skincare. So now some primers will say like maybe moisturizer and primer together, but you really want to look at a primer as an additional step that can help with anti-shine, and that can also help locking in your makeup. Like again, I swear by finishing powders, but I have really oily skin. So I'll either have to reapply my finishing powder halfway through the day. I even bring it out to the set with me, and halfway through the show, if you're sweating and such, I reapply. But a primer would help break down the oil that your skin naturally wants to make if you put that on before any kind of foundation and after any kind of skincare.
Great. And for your hair, do you use anything to prep your hair before you're using the curling or straightening iron?
Sure. I should be using a heat protector. I don't. Any professional hair artist I've ever worked with is going to recommend that. So if you do want to save your hair, I recommend any kind of heat protector, and that's what it's going to say on it, like thermal protector, heat protector. But what I've really gotten into is a whole nother category. QVC just became a retailer for, I can't even think what the brand's called. I don't have any other products for now. What do you say? Bond 10. Let me look in here. I just have my phone right here. It's an incredible brand that is the #1 selling hair care brand in America. I knew nothing about them until they came to QVC a few months ago. Thank you. Someone just said that. So Olaplex is the brand. Bond number 6, I think, is one of the products I use from them. It's Olaplex. They are amazing. Totally splurge worthy, but my hair was really crispy and dry from coloring it over the years, and Olaplex has changed it. So I've been using one of their bond building products before I do my hair. You know what I love about it? I feel like it's given me my shine back. It's helped with the dry hair. And so then when you are using it, not number 3, let's go to Olaplex's website. So it's all by numbers. So the one that I really prefer is not the one that you put in your hair wet, but it's the one that you put in your hair dry. I can send Bridget this email with all of these things that we talk about, but the one that you put in your hair dry is amazing. Let's see which one it is. It is number 3. Whoever said that, you're a genius. Yep, number 3 is a really, really good one. Nope, number 6. Whoever said that, leave-in smoother.
Nadia had both.
So,
And we'll include this in our product recap so that it's all in one place.
so Olaplex has number 3 product. Treatment all over by treatment, and that has helped rid my dry, damaged hair. But it's number 6 that I think is giving me really smooth blowouts. So I don't do anything with like a round blush and a blow dry hair. This was my hair just blow dried messy. And then I swear it's this number 6 product that just makes it smooth. And if you do find a good hot tool, whether you're smoothing your hair or waving your hair or curling your hair, the better the hot tool, the more shine usually can pay off. And then again, not to like toot Olaplex's horn even more, but then they have this oil that I have put in my hair at the end. You just kind of run your curls out and then you put the oil in and it's like instant shine. So I cannot say enough about Olaplex. Maybe we should just have a hair tutorial next time, and I'll invite my hairdresser, Maria McCool, who's really, really intelligent with hair. But yeah.
There will be a part 2 on hair, yeah. And really quick.
Hair. It's just Olaplex kind of hides it.
Right. I love it. 2 questions related to glasses. Okay. So when you have glasses on and you're wearing glasses, do you have any tips for makeup when you're wearing glasses? Like, would you do anything differently? And then the second one is anything that you would recommend to avoid the light reflection from your glasses when you're on camera?
Yes, absolutely. So the first question, and I have to kind of go back and think about that. I wouldn't do fake eyelashes. I mean, because they just make your lashes longer and they end up touching the lenses of the glasses. But if you're going to put glasses on, remember that crazy smoky eye, that's because we're going out. That's because we have a really long day and we really want to look good. The 5-minute look involved readers and just the shadow stick. You can sometimes, see a little bit of color through the lens, but I wouldn't go crazy if you're going to have glasses on all day. So that's my recommendation. Just a nice shadow or just a powder on your lid of shadow if you don't like the shadow stick, one color. And then these are blue light blocking readers. That's why they have that glare. That's a technology that a lot of companies are putting in their eyewear so that when you're staring at a computer all day or watching television or using your phone all day, you're not damaging your eyes from staring at a screen. And I find that the blue light protection puts a stronger glare out there. So it's a win or lose situation, but sometimes maybe give up the blue light technology so that you have less of a glare. But I mean, good questions. I wish I had a better answer if that wasn't a good enough answer, but those are my recommendations.
Thank you, Amy. Any other questions?
I can tell you 2 more things if we have the time.
We have time.
Okay. Let's go to lips, because the lip I have on right now is only our 5-minute lip. So I'm going to recommend a lip liner to you all that I swear by. MAC. We all know MAC, right? MAC is one of our favorite brands that we like to carry and that we like to shop. Drip Down is the name of the liner. And this is really gross, but I didn't bring a tissue over here. So I'm just going to wipe my gloss off because a liner works better when you don't have anything on your lip yet. So a liner goes on first. So everybody knows we like a big lip these days. So I'm going to show you how to do a big lip. Liner is your best friend when doing a big lip. So instead of tracing your exact lip line, you're going to go slightly out of lines. And then when we color, everybody said never go out of the lines. And I do mean slightly. So I'm going to take that lip liner, and I like to do a nice nude color. This will work no matter what your real lip color is. Now I'm just going to go a little lower. And now the best part, I'm going to go a little higher than my Cupid's bow. And then I press down a little hard because you do want some payoff. And then again, I'm going to use my finger to make it even. Going to go down again, go off a little higher. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to put a different lip color on. Actually, I can put that same lip color on. I know what I brought out here. I don't know if you've heard of these. This is another item that we can't keep in stock right now at QVC. Heart is the brand, and they're called Maracuja Juicy Lips. This is one of my favorite colors called Lily, but I don't even need a mirror. Well, I'm going to put this on. And not only do my lips look a little bigger, but of course, that light gloss is for the 5-minute look, but that dark color is for the, full day out, long, fun day. But I don't know if you can tell, again, we're working through a webcam here, but that little liner trick did make my lips just look a little bigger than just the gloss. One eye is killing me, guys. This is the smoky look. There you go. That's the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, that's a very, very different than that girl who showed up in her pajamas. I had my husband, before he left me this afternoon, take a picture of me. So that is what I looked like when you all met me. And this is what I look like now. And that's not a professional makeup artist. That's just paying attention to what everybody else was doing. So there you go.
This is awesome, Amy. Thank you so much. We do have time for questions, so either feel free to put your questions in the chat, or you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask a question. I think we could also do part 2 on hair, but also skincare, because you have great skin, Amy. I think that always helps with makeup application. One question did come into on masks. I don't know if you have, just for skincare, if there are face masks that you recommend, and then how do you manage that if you have, meetings all day and you're kind of on and off camera. Any thoughts there? And then I think we will go to Leanne for a question.
Okay. Mask. I know you got to make time for a mask. So my favorite masks, I wish we were in my bathroom, are like 5-minute masks, 10-minute masks. Anything that like says you have to leave it on for 30 minutes, I don't do it. And I'll be honest, as a mom, I don't believe in sheet masks. I know they're everywhere, but like I feel like I can't move because I'm trying to balance a sheet on my skin. And at the end of the night, I still have to unload the dishwasher and reload the dishwasher, or somebody's sneaking out of their bed and I'm yelling at them. So I'm 5-minute mask believers. Josie Marin, she does my favorite. It's a green mask and it's called a 5-minute facial. Totally worth the splurge, again, because it's on for 5 minutes. You take it off with a warm washcloth and your skin really does look phenomenal, as if you just left some sort of hour-long facialist, and it's on for 5 minutes. So again, Josie Marin's 5-minute facial is my recommendation. But masks are very particular because, masks are for all different reasons. Like if you have acne, you really would want to find one that says for acne. If you have the horrible dry skin in the winter, you want to find one for hydration. If you're fighting the signs of aging, you're going to find some that have like incredible ingredients for lines and wrinkles. So I would say if you're fighting a particular aggressiveness with your skin, or you're really looking to correct something, reading labels is the best thing to do with masks, because they're not all one size fits all. But if you want an overall like quick 5-minute, this did something for me extra, I feel different thanks to putting that on, Josie Marin 5-minute facial.
All right, let's go to Leanne quickly, and then we will also take a couple more questions in the chat.
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you so much for all the tips and tricks. It's been absolutely incredible. My question to you is, and I so enjoy watching you on QVC. What do you do for yourself to sort of, with a busy career and a busy home and family and mom life? What do you do for yourself to just take a moment? Because I feel like that's also part of the beauty, process, right? You mentioned sleep is so important, but what sort of advice would you give to the rest of us with busy careers and busy home life, busy, taking care of friends and family? What do you do?
Well, that was a great question. Thanks for that. What do I do? Honestly, I think it's more of a mental thing. So yes, sleep. Whenever I hear, everybody's different, so I'm not judging anybody else, but when I hear like, oh, I have to eat right, that's what really works for me. Or, oh, I have to exercise, that's what really works for me. For me, it's balance. Like I can't give everything up, and I can't just put all of my eggs in one basket. For me, and my bio even said it, it's allowing myself wine. It's allowing myself pizza. It's getting on the treadmill though a few times a week. It's taking a group exercise class. It's, you know what, I'm tired today, but I know moving is important. So I'll read my emails while taking a walk on a treadmill. So I'm doing both. But it is that balance. It's letting yourself have those moments of enjoyment and pleasure and treats, but then being grounded and responsible perhaps the next day. And then really, um, when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, I don't know who said it, but it is remembering that like this is just a moment, like it's so funny you asked this question, Leanne, because I was struggling with my computer right before this presentation. And, I had everything laid out, everything was going great. And then I logged into my computer, and for some reason, it was saying that I didn't have access to Microsoft. I love QVC, but our IT department is global. So I'm messaging with IT, who's in a whole nother country. They weren't helping me the way I wanted. And I was just like, I get frustrated very easily. So I was like, breathe. You're going to use your phone. If this computer doesn't work in the next 20 minutes, you have a phone. It's like kind of reminding myself, like, this isn't the end of the world. This isn't the biggest, mistake. This isn't the worst thing that could happen. I think I had to teach myself that on television because everything's live and unscripted. And you once in a while say something and you're like, what the heck did I just say? And there's no taking it back. There's no asking for pause or edit. And I would let my mind stop thinking about what I should be going on with. And I would just let it linger on, oh my gosh, I just said that. Or, oh my gosh, I just did that. Or, dang it, the presentation's over and I never did that. And I always quote Taylor Swift, take it off. Shake it off and just keep going. So I know that was a long-winded answer, but yeah, again, everything works in moderation. Balance is the key to success. And then just remembering telling yourself, like, it's okay. This is not the worst thing. Shake it off.
I know. I feel like we need a session on QVC with you, Amy, where we can just chat. I don't know if that's possible, but
anytime you guys want.
A couple quick questions, and then we will close out. If someone wanted to clarify if you did put mascara on your lower lash, I think
upper and lower.
Okay, great.
And I will say too, if you have time, eyelash curler. I do recommend, I didn't use one today because I wanted to show you that you really could make a big difference in the way you roll up to the webcam in 5 minutes. But if you didn't want to do the false eyelash route and you wanted to take your lashes to another level, I know this instrument looks rather creepy, but it's simple and easy to use. And it's hard to do once you have the mascara and certainly once you have the eyelashes on. But the closer you can get to your lid, the better it would work. And then Mally taught me, and man, it makes a big difference. So you squeeze and she counts and pumps instead of just squeezing 10 times. She'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you won't see the difference now because I already have the mascara on, but count 10 times, take it out, and then put your mascara on because it really has curled your eyelashes.
Awesome. And then question on eyebrows. Any tips for eyebrows that you love? And then anything for under eye bags, whether it's a mask or just anything to address the under eye.
So an eyebrow pencil, you want to look for a darker color than your eyebrows. Just 1 shade darker, 2 shades darker. Go to a beauty store because they always, will help you with colors, or take it home and kind of or take it on your hand and swatch it. But my favorite is the kind that comes with a spoolie brush on one end, and then a pencil on the other. So you're going to pull out your eyebrow first, real quick. And then for me, I have, and again, eyebrows are personal, but I need my eyebrows to come in closer to my nose. So you just kind of gently draw them. I'm telling you, your finger is your best tool here because I just realized I overdrew it. But I like mine to go up and down more. So I'm just kind of bringing my eyebrow over, and then you follow the top of your eyebrow, kind of like how we did the make your lip bigger. And then you're going to go a little above where there's real hairs are growing in, and then just a little longer. And remember that trick I showed you where we took that brush and we did this? You want to do this again here with the brow because you don't want your brow to go past the top part of your eye. So this is called the tail. This is the arch, and I'm just going a little over on the arch. And again, it depends on how plucked we are, but I also like to fill in just a little bit. You just want to stay around the brow, never completely going out. Some people will take concealer and they'll trim around that eyebrow, but now you'll notice this eyebrow is a little bit more fuller than that eyebrow.
Awesome. And Amy, I know we just hit 2 o'clock, so I know we have to wrap. We can definitely address eyebrow or the under eye bags in our product list.
Real quick. Well, I already
Yeah.
the funny thing is, you guys, I'm going into a meeting with my director at 2. Told him I would be late, and I'm already, disguising the pajamas, so I don't need to go and change. But Tarte Shape Tape, the product that I would use under my eye for on air. We used the Tatcha skincare eye cream because we only had 5 minutes, and it gave me a little bit of a glow. But this is your like straight up concealer. So I'm just gonna tap the corner of my eye. I mean, very subtly. And now I know this whole idea of some things are darker and some things are lighter can be overwhelming. Concealer is 1 shade lighter than your foundation because you want it to glow. I swear by these sponges, but you can use a concealer brush, or if you didn't have anything, your finger again. You're going to take the pointier part of the sponge. And again, I wish I had nothing on, but we have a little bit of under eye makeup on already from our 5-minute face. But if you're doing night out face, you're going to take this. And again, remember, concealer doesn't just go over anymore. It goes down, that inverted triangle. But this is just a stronger under eye makeup than that Tatcha skincare that I had. So you're just going to go down. And then this is great to clean up any eyeshadow. If you take it over and just kind of take it all the way up, it gives you just a little bit more of a highlighted contour area. So I strongly believe in Tarte Shape Tape for under eye circles, for dark under eye, just for that kind of overall contouring in a wig eye.
Awesome. Amy, thank you so much. I know we are a little over. We probably could stay on all afternoon with questions. You have really ran through it all for us. But we just want to say thank you again so much. We will be sending out all of the products in our recap email. We're so thankful for your time. And we'd also just like to thank our sponsors. Our events would not be possible without our sponsors. And when you have the time, please also visit our social media page and our website, WICTPhiladelphia.org, to stay on top of all of our upcoming events and what we have planned next. We hope to see you at the next one, and good luck with all of your makeup now that you are all pros. Thank you so much, Amy, and have a great day, everyone.
Bridget, if I could just say too,
Yes.
if anybody wants to email me, you're more than welcome to. It's amy.stran, S-T-R-A-N, and Amy with a Y. So amy.stran, S-T-R-A-N, @qbc.com. I'm more than happy to help with color selections and product selection, and just if there was a question I missed, I can help everybody.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
We're so happy that you were able to join us. Thank you again. Thanks everyone for joining.
I gotta go put a fake eyelash on so my boss doesn't think I'm crazy. Bye everybody. Or take one off.